Lynn, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am doing so well. Thank you for coming today.
Thank you.
We are mere weeks away from the Snake River Stampede Rodeo.
Correct.
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 And you are here to talk about that rodeo.
I am.
How long has this rodeo been going on?
110 years.
That's a lot of years.
A lot of years.
A lot of years. Who started it?
I'm not sure, but I want to say it was either the city of Nampa or the Chamber of Commerce. I'm going to say it's one of those two.
Rodeos to me, I went to a rodeo when I was 12. So when my dad got remarried, this was hilarious. My dad gets remarried. That's not the funny part. The funny part is he goes on a honeymoon. Again, not the funny part. But when he goes on the honeymoon, we actually go and stay with my stepmom's parents, like my step-grandparents who lived in Glasgow, Montana at the time. And, me being an energetic 12-year-old, as well as my other siblings, it was like, we're going to overwhelm. So they sent us away to a Christian Bible camp, and we got to like ride horses and stuff and hang out in the middle of Montana, which was fantastic. But we also got to go to a rodeo, which I thought was lit. We're like, this is wild times, right? Because again, as a 12-year-old growing up in the state that shall not be named, I didn't get to go to rodeos very often. Try never. Yeah. And so I went, and I always thought it was really great. But as a younger person, I'm like, I wonder why people do this. Like, what is it? And again, I liked the experience, but like there's a cultural necessity around preserving things like rodeos that unless you're exposed to it, unless you care about that history and culture, it's like it just disappears.
Correct. So I will tell you that a lot of rodeos stemmed from the Western heritage, Western way of living. I mean, bucking broncs, roping. They had to rope cattle to brand them so that your brand was on all your cattle so they didn't get mixed or stolen, because that was a thing, probably still is a thing. So that's why people have branding on them. Right. And so they had rodeos that were more considered rough stock rodeos, which were kind of simulating what you did in your day-to-day life, like the roping the cows and bronking and breaking horses and riding bulls. I think bulls came later. I don't think people just volunteered to ride bulls back in the day, but I could be wrong. But they did have the buck shows. And actually, that's how the Snake River Stampede first started. It was the buck show, the Nampa Buck Show. It wasn't even the Snake River Stampede. And prior to that, it was called the Nampa Harvest Festival. So it happened during harvest, and it was downtown, and they added this buck show to it. And the story is that the bronc got wild and cut through people's yards and clotheslines and went through town, and because they didn't have it fenced in, it was just happening in the center. And then later it moved to be the Snake River Stampede Rodeo. So I'm going to say probably in 1950, it got moved to July. It used to be in September when it first started during harvest. We're guessing 1950 when the new stadium was built in Nampa. They moved it there, and it was it was Snake River Stampede Rodeo, and it's been that since then.
There's a history and perpetuation of horses and obviously agriculture in this state that you have the opportunity to be connected with in a very different way than other states. Caldwell, in fact, recently reinstated their mounted police officer program. I remember I've had the chief Ingram on several times, and he's putting on a bunch of content now. It's like they're working with a horse operation and training and training and just initiation of this program. He's like, yeah, this is part of Caldwell, right? This has been part of Caldwell for a long time. And I think they had gotten away from it, and then now they're coming back to it. But it is one of those things. It's like, this is part of, very much was part of most Western states. And, especially the coastal states have gotten away from it considerably. And that history is gone like that. Even if it exists in some areas still in the agricultural centers, it's not a heritage or a history that's really honored by the larger population centers.
Correct. But I will tell you, Yellowstone, the show, has done wonders for the rodeo industry. And I'm not joking. I'm not making this up. It really
Because of Jimmy, the idiot?
Yes, because of Jimmy. Yeah, seriously, it made a huge difference. People
gosh.
want to come to the rodeo. They want to see the action. They're loving the cowboys. Everybody wants to have a rip in their life.
Oh
Yeah,
my
or a Beth.
I don't want a Beth in my life at all.
Right.
Like, I could see why women would want Rip. They're like, big, strong dude, take a bullet for me, no problem.
Yeah.
Beth, no thank you.
She's mean.
She's a train wreck.
Yeah.
First off, she's a ginger. Stay away from those. Second, she's crazy. Like, here for a good time, not a long time.
Exactly.
Yeah, no.
But their entertainment it's restored a lot of people's interest in rodeo and being a part of it. The PRCA, which is the organization Professional Cowboy Association, is who we belong to. Most of the larger rodeos do. And they reported even a couple of years at the convention of how the impact of Yellowstone. And they even had Taylor Sheridan as a guest speaker, and he spoke about how he started and how broke he was and finally got his first script, and now look at him, he's unstoppable.
Which one's Taylor Sheridan?
The writer of Yellowstone.
Okay. Okay. I'm like, is this an actor? Is this... God. They've done so many spinoffs on that too.
Yeah.
It's like you have the ones that essentially portray like the start of Yellowstone, and then you have what's like 18 something, and then 19 something, and then there are a lot of somethings.
Yes.
Kevin Costner, his seminal role, like he's been building up to this for a while. Yeah. It is I mean, my problem with Yellowstone is after a while it's kind of like, okay, I get it. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
And that's the whole nature of the show. It's like, there's just a train wreck. Like, it's a train wreck every day.
But it's prompted a lot of people's careers, and it's motivated a lot of people to get more involved in the equine horse industry, rodeos, that kind of Western lifestyle. So it has really, I would say, rejuvenated the Western lifestyle interest in people. Even if they're not going to get on a horse, they're going to dress like they're going to get on one. And you can see it at the rodeo. Like, we're going to feature people's fashion. I mean, they go all out. And it's great for our partners like D&B Supply and Boot Barn, and those guys are having a great time because they are getting dressed up to come to the rodeos. So it is boosting the economy for everyone.
Okay. So I recently moved to a little hobby farm. It's like 1.5 acres, nothing crazy, right? And it's ironic because the show is called The Ranch, and it was named after my former community that I lived in, not because I had a ranch. And now I have this little like pony ranch, right?
Yes.
And
did you say 1.5 acres?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like I'm not a somebody. I'm definitely a nobody. But my point is that the 1.5 acres is like 1/3 of an acre was maintained with like grass and everything, and the rest of it is just like open pasture that is like weeds, hard as rock. Like it has not been irrigated or anything. And so I'm trying to like grow a grass for my son. So there's there's a John Deere driving mower that the guy who sold it to us very kindly left, and he left a hand rototiller. It's like 30-year-old hand rototiller.
Yeah.
Like, so I get out there, I'm like trying to rototill like 1/2 acre, like getting after it. Then I finally realized, like, this is dumb. I should just tie the rototiller to the lawnmower. So like that for 2 days, I was dragging this rototiller up and down this, which by the way worked really well.
Do you have video?
I can show you video right now.
Oh my God.
It was the most genius. It was the most genius play. Listen to me. It was the most genius thing I've done in a long time. That's not saying a lot because I don't really like do a lot of genius things. But listen, look at this. Oh my gosh! Hang on a sec. This is sorry, everybody.
I'm gonna say you're a genius.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was just up and down the whole time.
Oh my gosh, I love
it's real rich. And the funny thing is, again, to your point, you change lifestyle. The things that you're using whatever got me through the world doing podcasts does not suit me. Like, I'm wearing comfortable shoes right now.
Right.
You don't want that when you're rototilling. Like, I have absolutely destroyed like all of my, I had work gloves, right? But they were designed for hauling or moving like sharp things, right? And I'm out there, spreading straw all over the freshly rototilled area. And now I can't even wear them because they were woven instead of like the rawhide ones. So like all the straws in it, my shoes are destroyed. So like I finally end up getting like, not getting, but just, I was like, why am I doing this? I have boots, like I have rod gloves and stuff. You put those on, you're like, oh, here it is. This is the answer. Like, this is obviously the place. So what's funny is that fashion followed this real utility where it's like form follows function. Like you need shoes, like you need boots, like you need cowboy boots. You need, long pants. You need
long sleeve shirt,
right? Like you need rawhide gloves. You need all of these things if you're going to engage the physical world like this.
Yes.
And instead of doing that out of necessity, people are like, can't I just get the boots though? Because they kind of look good.
That's my motto.
But like, you really need them. Like, there's no world where you can operate in that world for any duration of time, and with like sneakers on. Like, I have zero drop shoes on. You're not ranching in zero drop shoes. No. Not that I'm ranching, but like, yeah. So D&B Supply is doing well though.
Yes. Another thing that they do well with, I just think it's a fun fact, is they sell more chicken feed than I think anything else in their stores because people started getting their own chickens as their own like kind of mini farm hobbying. Chickens get their own eggs.
Do you grow your own eggs?
No.
Have you ever?
No.
No, not your thing.
I'm not a chicken fan. I think they're gross. I'll eat their eggs, but I don't want to raise them.
Do you raise any animals? No,
I have
no animals for land.
English bulldog and a French bulldog.
Dude, okay. Can we discuss real fast? French bulldogs are such dicks. Oh. Like, they are so cranky. Like, I got this French bulldog.
They're funny.
And like, he's, for like the first 3 or 4 months, he was like super cool. I was like, this is going to be I grew up with miniature schnauzers. Yeah. Like schnauzers, little dog, like bark a lot. And, no problem. I was like, French bulldog probably be the same thing. Nope.
No.
He's like, at the age of 1.5, he was like the oldest cranky man ever. Like, if he's on the couch, you don't try to pet him. Like, this dog is in control of it. He's like, don't you do that.
And now you know why there's so many videos about him.
God, they're so annoying. And his gas is atrocious. Like, they got some kind of weird intestinal problem. All right. So you're not an animal person.
I am an animal person.
Oh, you just don't raise them?
I'm not raising chickens, no.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is what I found out. I was under the assumption that if I grew my own chickens, I would like make money. Like, save money. Because my boys, I have 3 boys and they're monsters. So we'll go through like 12 to 18 eggs in one sitting. Okay. Now at like $7 or $8 a dozen, you're looking at like a $12 breakfast.
Yeah.
Just as like, and I'm cooking it at home, right? It's like, that's just the egg portion. So I was like, oh, well, I'll get chickens. Well, I find out from some of my ag guys, they're like, that's not going to pencil out. I'm like, how do you mean? That's like $8 a dozen. No problem. What it turns out is the feed is the astronomical expense that you just can't get past. Like, you're going to have to feed your chickens something. And like, yeah, you can let them roam around, free range them. Yeah. But like, that you're going to need to supplement. And like, yeah, maybe you can grow some stuff. Like, I got a garden now, right? Thank God. It's like, yeah, you can grow some stuff in the garden. You're not going to grow like all the protein required in the garden and everything. So then I was like, well, maybe I can grow like, have like a worm garden or something where I throw in worms. Like, it's a train wreck because the feed ultimately determines the end cost, because everything else is a sunk cost. It's like a chicken's $5 to buy one. It's like, once you have the chicken coop, it's amortized over 20 years, right?
Yeah.
But you're never going to get away from having to feed them.
There you go.
D&B Supply is the place, though.
It is.
What about Zamzows? Are they a sponsor?
They are not a sponsor.
How dare you, Zamzows? Why is Zamzows not a sponsor?
I'm not sure. I tried years ago, but no go.
They're not about that? I hear they have good chicken feed as well.
They probably do. They're known for lawn, animal, all the things that because they produce a lot of their own stuff, and so yeah. They have birds too. The Zamzows, like, complete home and garden. They have like birds and fish and things like that. Yeah, when you have kids, that's important. You go buy all their little pets there. No, you go look at them. You don't buy them. How dare you? You gotta get away from that. Okay, so who's coming to the rodeo? Like, do you have notable guests? Well, yes.
Who's singing the national anthem?
We have local people that try out.
Nice.
And they get selected. There's a national anthem committee that selects them.
Let me see that.
And
going.
so they select those, and then they come and try out, and they send a video and a bio, and then we don't have enough for every night. So some people get left out, and so we just ask them to try again next year. One of the really popular things that we have that some of the other rodeos don't have is mutton busting. Do you know what that is?
I'm going to assume it's something with a full-size lamb.
Yes, sheep.
Sheep. AKA
so
sheep.
Kids between the age of 5 and 7, 55 pounds or less, their parents sign them up to ride these sheep.
Oh my
We get over
gosh.
300 and some entries. We can only take about 82. So it's a lottery, basically. It's a random drawing, and they get selected, and then they call them and say, we've selected your child. What performance would work for you? Or can we get you in on this one? Because we have 6 performances. And so in pre-rodeo, it's like they have their vests on and their helmets, and they latch onto the sheep, and it goes to the end of the arena if they're good. If not, they fall off.
Oh my gosh.
It's so cute. And parents love, everybody wants, grandma, grandpa, the whole family shows up to see these little cuties on these sheep.
What day is the mutton busting?
Every day.
Every day?
Performance. So 6 performances, and it's considered our pre-rodeo before the main rodeo starts. So around like 6:30, 6:45 is usually when it goes live, and it's adorable.
I would not mind having a sheep at my pony ranch, my little hobby ranch. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have an 8-year-old that weighs 135 pounds. So at no point is that guy riding a sheep. Yeah, I really wanted to actually get a pony, and somebody's like, you don't want a pony. They're like French bulldogs. They're dicks. They're cranky. It's like, okay, what about a donkey? They're like, donkeys, you can go full burro, but like that's not they're going to be like cranky and stuff. I'm like,
yeah.
Okay, well, I don't want a horse. They're like, get a mule, because apparently a mule's like enough horse and enough donkey, and they're not making babies. So that's good.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like, okay, but all I really want is to do like a Spartacus style chariot fight between my kids. This is something you should look into, because like you just get a 50-gallon barrel, right? A drum, right? Cut it in half. So you have the front portion of the chariot, and then put 2 spare tires on it, and then get like a draft horse or something. And then
that
you can,
sounds
like,
safe.
It sounds awesome is what it sounds like. I have 3 boys. Like, could you imagine them doing like Spartacus style across the property? It's like, get a big hat on them and stuff.
Hope you have good insurance.
I have USAA. It's fine. It's probably going to be fine. So again, you have the mutton busting. That's good.
So that's a big fun feature that everybody loves to see. It's a crowd pleaser. And then we roll into the rodeo itself. And then because we have been around, we're one of the top 5 indoor rodeos in the world. And we're up in the top 15 of all around rodeos for just, it's based on our purse. And I'm not sure if you know what the purse is, but that's the prize money. And so cowboys aren't paid like normal athletes. They have to get their own sponsors. They have to pay their own entries. They travel. They do those things. So it's not like in another sport, if you're sitting on the bench, you're still collecting paycheck. They have to actually enter. They have to win the money. So imagine we have 12 contestants, 14 contestants every night in each event. They've all paid their entry. They've all made it, and they have to compete. And if they don't win, they're out the money. Like, their entry fees are gone. So that's why they vie to be the best. And there's the best come to our rodeo. Let's just put it that way.
That is a tough one, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, very similar to Yellowstone, right? In the show, they put out that guy Travis, and he goes around doing a bunch of like rodeo stuff, and he's like, put me out there, I'll stack checks on your desk this high.
Yeah.
And like, that's the whole thing. He goes around on the rodeo circuit and just crushes.
Yeah. And that's what everyone wants to do. And they hope they don't get hurt.
Right.
That's the other thing. They get hurt. I mean, these wild bronching animals. I mean, they weigh tons. So, we get really good entries, and then you've got some that they call them turnouts. When they get hurt, they get a medical turnout where they can't compete because they're hurt. So, of course, that affects their pocketbook. And so, yeah, you hope that they do really, really well, but the accidents happen, right? But that's the lifestyle.
Yeah, you're on a monster that doesn't want you to be on it, and you can only hold on with one hand.
Yeah.
Like, that's a pretty bad proposition for somebody who wants to, I don't know, have long-term sustainability of their rib cage.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
A lot of the amateur and semi-professionals, though, they still have like ranching gigs, right? Where they are professional cowboys and they're still, working.
Yeah,
out,
the
right?
amateur, a lot of them work full-time jobs, and then this is their weekend thing that they do, and they probably use up all their vacation so they can go to rodeos and things like that. But yeah, the ones that truly are passionate about it, they make it happen in their lives. A lot of cowboys and cowgirls in the summer, they travel with their families. So one thing that we offer is a hospitality tent. And so we provide food, vegetables and fruit. That's one thing that we've learned by talking to the cowboys and cowgirls, that they are like, you just don't get fruit. You get a lot of pulled pork. Yes, that's what they said. Lots of pulled pork. So to get a fresh fruit, string cheese, things like that, they love it and they appreciate it. So, and to have somewhere just to grab a cold drink and just while you're on the road, I mean, you got to imagine eating out all the time. So if you can get something a little bit more home cooked healthy, that's what we try to provide for them. So we feed over 300 people a night during the rodeo on the back end with the cowboys and their families and volunteers. And so, yeah, it takes a village. We have over 300 volunteers per night just to put the rodeo on.
And those are people that are just truly engaged in perpetuating the culture,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
I mean, it's because again, there are a lot of concerns I have with people like myself moving here from other states. And one of them specifically is, okay, how do people integrate in a manner that will perpetuate the culture that has existed in Idaho for forever, right? Like, and part of it is you have to engage in that culture. You have to deeply, accept it as part of your life. Now, again, like not everybody can go to the rodeo every single night, right? Like I got invited last year to the Nampa rodeo, and I was out of town. I'm like, shoot, man, I can't come. I'm sorry. I'm correct. There's a Nampa rodeo, isn't there?
That's us.
No, wait, hang on. Okay. Did Sebastian Griffin ride a horse last year, the city councilman?
Sebastian's part of the chamber, but I didn't see him ride a horse, not during our rodeo. But
I have a video of him on a horse in Nampa.
Well, maybe they just did it for...
Maybe it was just for funsies.
Yeah, it was funsies. Yeah. It wasn't in the rodeo.
I thought you guys were I thought this was in Nampa. I didn't know it was also called the Nampa Rodeo.
Snake River Stampede Rodeo.
I know. Well, is that Nampa, the same as... Yeah. Okay, well, shoot, you got to tell me these things, because I thought there's a difference between having something that's designated as like the city rodeo and then having like a separate...
No, this is us.
Okay.
We're the largest and longest running event in Nampa.
I can tell you, I got invited last year and I couldn't go because I couldn't go.
You're coming this year?
I'm coming this year. Okay. I'm going to come this year. June 17th to 21st.
Yeah.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yes.
But again, I do get concerned about that. I get concerned for perpetuating the preservation and conservation of like our hunting areas and our wildlands and things like that. Because again, if you're moving from somewhere else, you probably didn't grow up doing these things, right?
Exactly.
Like I don't know anybody who has moved here from out of state that was like, no, I had like an uncle who lived here and like we always came up every summer. So like I'm very familiar with, Caldwell. I remember it when it used to be, blank, like a lot smaller.
Yes.
Like my grandmama moved to Star years ago. And like so that's why I moved to Star. Like I don't know anybody like that. Most people are just moving here blank slate. And these are the types of things that, you obviously have to support if you're actually going to have them in the years to come for our kids.
Yeah, and we've thought about that. So we put on a great rodeo, right? But rodeo's not for everyone. And we think about all the things. So we're an indoor rodeo. So what people don't think about is if you have allergies with the dander and the dirt, it could affect you. So we have paramedics on site that will assist or whatever, but we also we have an amphitheater attached to the Idaho Center. So we do a live viewing out in the amphitheater. So if you don't like crowds or you don't want to be indoors, you can just roll up a blanket and chair or whatever, come to the amphitheater, buy a $10 ticket. You don't even have to go inside and you could still be out there. We have shopping, food trucks. We have a live band every night after the rodeo. Yeah. So a lot of people will just buy a ticket and get with a group of friends and go watch the rodeo on the big screen outside till the concert starts.
Dude, that's the option because my kids need space to like run around.
They can
It's
run
so
and roll down the
hard.
hill and
Oh my God,
yeah.
get all itchy.
Yeah.
Yeah. God bless it, man. And that's right next to the actual indoor rodeo site?
Yeah, it's on the same property. You go, our main entrance is entrance 1, and most people go up at entrance 1, and to the right, you go into the Idaho Center. To the left, you go into the amphitheater. And if you have a ticket to the rodeo, you can go everywhere, right? You can go amphitheater in, out, back and forth. But if you want to just buy a ticket to the amphitheater, not go in the building, and just be outside, $10.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's
That's the best
affordable.
time.
It's outdoors. Your kids could roll. So it's a
roll
good,
around.
yep, it's a good alternative. And then what we did this year is I brought you a little poster, but we created this Stampede wind down.
Oh.
So what that is Sunday after the rodeo. And that's why we called it Stampede wind down. You got the plan.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Are you part of the, I have Moya from the Wine Council coming in.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Yeah, we're not. We just invited wineries to come and
Oh,
feature
nice.
Idaho wineries, and it'll be in the amphitheater.
Yeah.
It'll already be set up with food trucks and the shopping. They pay $55 for their ticket. They get 15 tastings we have 18 wineries that have signed up already. And then they get a little lawn blanket so they can sit on the grass,
look at you.
or they can reserve a table. Some people don't like the grass, right? So they can reserve a table. They really have to buy a table, but they're available. We have 10 of those that we're doing for this event. And then, it's kind of just like visit all the wineries, listen to the music, enjoy the shopping, the vendors. We'll be selling wine by the glass and by the bottle. They can take bottles home with them when they leave. So we kind of wanted to make it a one-stop shop for everybody because, like you said, the community has grown so much. Maybe rodeo is not their thing, but they would love this event. So, we're just trying to figure out what works to engage the entire community while still supporting the rodeo.
Do you guys have any cheese people coming? Because it's like Canyon County has great cheese operations.
So we do. Lactalis used to be a sponsor, but they're not anymore. But they help the community a lot. They donate string cheese to a lot of events and nonprofits. And so
God
they're
bless the
great
string
neighbors.
cheese.
They're just a mile away.
You keep saying people that are right next. Like, I don't know any of these people.
I know you need to get out more often. You get out of this basement.
I know, and it's right underneath California closets. When I had the first time I had Congressman Mike Simpson in here, they were remodeling California closets directly overhead. So in the middle of the conversation, it was like, we actually at one point he was saying something, we both started laughing because it was like, what? Yeah, I was like, you're never ever gonna come back. Like this, he did come back, thank God. But it was one of those things. It's like, yeah, I got to get out. I work so much, like I never get out to go do things because I'm always like editing and interviewing people, and I'm always interviewing people about cool things that I never get to see because I'm always working.
You need to take your family and come to some of these events.
I know. It's
broaden your horizon.
Broaden my horizon.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. So bottom line, June 17th to the 21st.
June 17th.
Wind down on the
21st.
22nd. Grab a little Riesling. Get some cheese.
Yeah.
Bring your own BYO cheese. That's awesome. Well, is there anything else that you want to really articulate about this?
Yeah, I really want to explain to you because I feel like you were confused about Nampa and Snake River Stampede.
Oh, I completely agree.
So the Snake River Stampede.
Great. Sebastian did not say it's a snake. He said it was come to the Nampa Rodeo. And I was like, okay, great.
We'll be talking to Sebastian.
Oh my gosh. Let's call him right now.
Let's do it.
Okay, fine. You talk. I'm calling him because this is an affront to your, honor, I feel like.
I love it.
That's good. All right, keep going.
Okay, while you're calling him, we have been in July for 75 years. And so this is the first year we moved our dates to June.
Okay, so you're in June.
People
now
are creatures
June.
of habit.
Creatures. Okay, hang on a sec. Let's see if he picks up.
Okay.
Mr. Matt, how's it going?
Sebastian, you're live right now with Snake River Stampede. You invited me to the Nampa Rodeo last year, and you did not call the Snake River Stampede Rodeo.
No, I invited you to the Caldwell Night Rodeo.
Damn it.
Oh!
I thought it was Nampa. You're the city councilman of Nampa.
You'd think that Nampa Rodeo would want me, but no, I had to go over to Caldwell.
Well, they're a very impressive rodeo. I don't know if you know. All right, whatever. I got to go, man. I'll call you later.
that's priceless.
Oh my God. That's how genius I am. But you could understand. He's a city councilman in Nampa. Of course, I thought Nampa.
Yes.
Oh my God.
You really have to get out of this
Rex is
basement.
gonna kill me. Oh my God. I have the Caldwell mayor coming on next week. I'm gonna have to confess to her that I got her rodeo screwed up, or his rodeo. It's a his.
It's a him.
Nampa has a female.
Nampa
mayor.
has female.
Oh
Caldwell
my
has a
God.
male.
Oh my God! Just shoot me now.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so we have
is
come
getting
full
better
circle.
and better.
We come full circle. Matt clearly has met and heard about too many things, met too many people. I don't even know your name anymore, Lynn.
Right? Call me whatever.
Yeah, that's usually what I tell people. Well, awesome. How long is the Caldwell? When is the Caldwell rodeo?
It's in August.
Okay,
It's usually
great.
the third week in August.
Okay, so you guys have moved from July to June. Which is the first time ever you've done that.
Yes.
No conflict with Caldwell. That's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. What are other rodeos that people should look out for?
Well, Eagle Rodeo is before ours,
Okay.
and then there's the Treasure Valley Rodeo after ours.
Fantastic.
And then there will be the Homedale Rodeo, and then Caldwell Night Rodeo. Those are kind of local Treasure Valley.
And where's the Treasure Valley Rodeo? Because let me be clear, that's not a city. It doesn't have a mayor.
Exactly.
It doesn't have
Exactly.
Okay,
It
so
used
I
to
don't know.
It used to be the Meridian Lions Rodeo.
Okay.
And they changed their name, I think, to maybe this might be their third year. Don't quote me on that, but they changed it to Treasure Valley Rodeo. So
And it's in Meridian.
it's in Meridian.
I nailed that one.
Yes, you did.
Yes.
So-
And I know Mayor Simison. That's the Meridian
Okay,
mayor. I
good.
got that one. Oh my God. The Canyon County people are going to hate me more than they already do.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah, it's
Have
great
you
time.
interviewed Ed Lodge before?
I have not had the pleasure. Who's Ed
So
Lodge?
Ed is on the Caldwell Night Rodeo. He's
Oh.
the president this year, and I just passed him on the street coming to your studio, and I think he used to be a lobbyist. I'm not really sure what he does
Oh.
right now, but he seems like he's up your alley.
Ed Lodge.
Yeah.
Come on in, man.
Ed
Caldwell
Lodge.
Nights Rodeo.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
So but the Caldwell Nights again in August.
It's in
so we
August.
have some time.
Yeah, you have time. So we're first. How about that?
We're first.
We're first.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Exactly. June 17th through the 21st.
June
And
17th.
you're coming.
And I'm coming. God bless it. Lynn, you are the best. Thank you for coming in today
you.
and
You were
helping
entertaining.
understand this. Listen to me. I have a good time all day, every day.
I love
I
it.
told you I got this coffee from the Turkish place around the corner, like
Yes.
right before you came in, and they are not messing around with the Turkish coffee.
Is that a triple shot?
It's just drip. It's black like my soul. I don't know. This is literally. I had a cup of coffee before I went to edit at 5 a.m. and then I had like 3 cups at Goldie's, and then I had this, and I'll probably have another one with lunch.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to be a great time.
Your 2 p.m. interview is going to be off the chart.
Yeah, well, I got to make it through my 4 p.m. interview too, so no problem with more juice. Lynn, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited for you guys. This sounds awesome, and I'm excited to go and check it out too.
All right. Thanks.
All right, thank you.